that you be asking me questions.
Okay.
I think
But are you gonna, now if I ask the question while you're taping, is that gonna be strange?
You need to anyway. I can edit it out.
For instance, let's say you
Okay.
ask me, you say, what do you think?
Okay.
Just like you were saying now, like, so that I know what side, I won't be talking in a vacuum.
Yes.
And I will respond
Yeah, you can just have a regular conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Alemole, you've read Ossie Davis's play, The Last Dance for Sybil. What did you think of it generally?
Thank you. It was a pleasure reading the play, and my first impression was that Ossie Davis put in a lot of effort and a lot of research in coming up with that play. The play was actually a description of the oil politics in the developing countries. It reinforces the dependency syndrome that is prevalent in oil-producing countries, especially in Africa. If I would take the Nigerian example, the play is in respect of renegotiations of contracts that were awarded in the past, maybe by the freedom fighters, the people that fought for independence of African countries. Now there's a new generation that is beginning to think aloud about how they can get a share of the oil resources, of the oil wealth of their countries. And I think the play is centered around the dynamics of how do we maximize the benefits that accrue to us as a result of the natural wealth which God has given to us in Nigeria and of course in other African countries.
Thank you, sir. Is there a role that could be played by students and the general public as well as other members of the African American diaspora by understanding better the plight of Nigeria as a major resource for alternative energy?
Thank you. That's a very good question. My experience here in the past 4 years as the deputy at the Nigerian consulate is that most of the African diaspora, I mean our African American brothers here, they lack adequate knowledge of the continent, and the relationship between the continent and the oil processes is a major area to begin, because in Nigeria, for instance, oil is the mainstay of the economy. We are the 6th largest supplier of oil to the United States, but yet we have a number of poor people. So I think it's time African American brothers appreciate the difficulties that we face and how they can contribute to improving the situation, the economic situation in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, is by beginning to understand the issues at stake. For the younger people, those in the colleges and in the high schools, I think it's a very good place to begin, so that they begin to understand how does the oil politics play. Now, some of them, when you ask them to come to Africa, some of them are reluctant to come because they don't understand what it's all about. They still see Africa from the perspective of the earlier colonial masters. They don't seem to know that we have cars. Like I went to North Carolina some time ago, and people were asking me whether Lagos was like, whether I had seen a car before, whether Lagos was like New York and things like that. So the play, in essence, is an opportunity, educative program that can really be of interest to young people if it is properly programmed, in such a way that they can, it becomes an instrument of training, of educating the young people.
Okay. Currently, in the States, if we just look at the BBC or just look at the local news, there's a lot of, not a dearth of information that we have to understand the immediate future of Nigeria and what direct communications might offer us about its immediate future. Wole Soyinka has been one that spent a lot of time in the United States and has gone home, and would this play as a platform for discussion between students in Nigeria and students in the United States offer us a clearer picture of what is in store for Nigeria as a future and us and a new sort of communications kinship?
Yes, that's a very good observation. I think the play, when you go deep into it, it shows you a number of characters both from the continent and characters from here. And I believe it will begin to inspire young people.
Is it all right to ask you about it? Okay. Okay, Dr. Alimole, when you return to Nigeria, with respect to this project, with an international tour of The Last Dance for Sybil through the Student Empowerment Program, where will you be stationed, and how might you continue this effort to extend the art form over there in terms of Ossie Davis's play and engage it in Nigeria when you return?
Thank you very much. As you know, I am a career diplomat. When I return to Nigeria soon, I will be in the foreign ministry, which is the equivalent of the State Department. Now, it's an opportunity for me because I have taken personal interest in The Last Dance of Sybil, and with the interest I have taken in the play, I will play whatever role I can to encourage, bringing the play to Nigeria. I mentioned at one time that I would want to see the play on stage. Besides using it as for pedagogical purposes, for educational purposes, it's also interesting to see it on stage because it looks to me like a play that has a chance of being a very wonderful performance on the stage. And Nigeria is a country where people promote the arts. The government is very much interested in the promotion of the arts, especially the African arts, both in literature, in drama. In fact, the present head of state, he was behind the First Act 77, and the fact that he came back to power is, is an eye-opener, is an encouragement to all of us. Any person that's involved in arts development, whether it is drama or literary work, of any form. So, in effect, what I'm saying is that I will be very much available to contribute to bringing the play to Nigeria. I will use all the resources, all the links that I have with the Nigerian government to achieve that objective.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.